You're listening to a Mutiny Transmission.
You can find more podcasts, videos, books, comics, and records online at mutinyinfocafe.com.
Or just stop in the store in Denver and have a coffee sometime.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the motherfucking podcast. We're attempting to do this on Facebook Live, and it totally just froze. So, yeah, maybe if you're watching this on Facebook Live right now, holy shit, we're on Facebook Live.
Whoa.
Oh, my God, we're on. Okay, so we're trying a little experiment this week, Tony. And the experiment, the experiment that we're trying is basically... we didn't get to record the podcast this last Monday because it was Memorial Day. And the way that we honor our veterans is by getting wasted and riding jet skis around the lake, right?
I didn't do any of that.
That's what people do to memorialize the veterans of wars, is they have barbecues, which I guess is cool. Hey, yeah. we're trying an experiment this week. We're doing the podcast via my phone set up on a gimbal, which may shut off in the middle of it. This whole thing might crash. It might suck, but we wanted to make sure
there's another camera rolling.
Well, there's another camera rolling so that we can hopefully drop an episode on YouTube next week, because we didn't drop the video of the last episode because it was too much show. Like
this show?
The last show that we did was just, it was too much. It was too much for the internet to handle, and the real thing is Mike couldn't get it compressed enough to upload it and send it to people.
See, that makes way more sense.
But what I'm going with is that it was just too much show. So we're gonna have an interactive live version of the motherfucking podcast this week. Obviously, you'll still be able to listen to this on iTunes and Google Play and all those platforms later on. Hopefully, you'll have it on YouTube later on. But just to make sure...
It'll be on Facebook.
It'll be on Facebook right now.
Or it'll be on YouTube.
Or it'll be on YouTube later. But to do all the fun, interactive stuff... You're definitely going to want to watch it on Facebook Live right now, which we did not market or advertise at all. So, hey, how you guys doing? Welcome to the motherfucking podcast, the official podcast of the Blow Your Balls Off Power Rock Combo motherfucking Ruckus from Denver, Colorado. And Tony is throwing my brain off by looping the show at the same time, so there's a delay.
Oh, no, you want me to put links on there? I got to be able to be on this thing to put the links on there.
Yeah, that's right. So Tony's gonna be posting links throughout the show.
You got the worst guy to do this job, too. But whatever. We'll see what happens.
So this is the official podcast of the Rock Combo motherfucking Ruckus. I'm Aaron Howell.
And I'm Tony Lee.
And we're here at the beautiful Nug Nation Studios in Denver, Colorado, where... The Nug Nation is made. By the way, I went over with Mikey today to go look at the new offices.
Oh,
the new
yeah,
Nug
how'd that
Nation
go?
Offices. It went really well. I can't say too much because we're in the middle of brokering a deal, but man, it's a whole lot of space. I'm really hoping I get my own office, and it's set up. There's little cubicles and shit like that. And I was like, man, I want to play Wolf of Wall Street in here so bad. Wait,
you want to play the movie or play out the movie?
We could play the movie, too. There's a screen. There's a little media room.
Yeah.
And I was in there pretending I had a headset mic on. And I was like, here at Initech, we need to make sure that we're doing everything with the company's benefit in mind. Now, if you see something going wrong, now, how many of you have ever uttered the phrase, snitches get stitches? Raise your hand. Hell, I know I don't like a tattletale. I know I don't like a snitch. Okay, but this is about the benefit of the company. In order for the company to function at its best, we've got to make sure that we're having an honest and open dialogue. That's all it is. Just reporting back to your superiors is your way of expressing your loyalty to the company. Yeah, I had a good time touring the
Yeah,
office.
no kidding. You had that whole thing prepared, huh?
Dude, and they're like walking around trying
Hey,
to
this
talk
thing
about
moved.
serious build stuff, and Tony, you keep sitting out of frame.
Oh, I keep sitting out.
You keep leaning out of frame. See?
That's my lean, man.
Yeah, Tony's
I
life
get
is just
comfortable.
leaning out of frame.
Yeah.
Just
My whole. Well, we're not completely out of frame.
how's
I'm in
it
frame
looking now?
It looks great.
Okay.
Oh, even worse.
So, you fucked it up.
I didn't do anything.
So yeah, we got a lot that we did last week. We got a lot coming up in the next week. Let's talk about a few things. First of all, Tony and I are going to go see Murphy's Law
And Ty.
and Ty. Tony and Ty and I are going to go see Murphy's Law and Sick of It All tonight at the Oriental Theater. That's going to be a really great show. We did try to get on the show. It didn't work out. But we're excited to just go see the show as spectators because I love both of those bands. You know, the first time I saw Sick of It All, I was a little wee pup, and I went and saw them at Warped Tour at Folsom Field in Boulder up at the CU campus. And I had no idea who Sick of It All is. I went to go see the Vandals and the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones and Real Big Fish and Pennywise. Yeah, I was one of those guys. So you're leaning out of frame again,
I leaned
Tony.
out of frame. No, it was, the camera moved again. It's not my fault.
Oh, it's tracking.
It's tracking.
Because it's a
what are you-
gimbal. There we go.
What are
We
you
got
doing?
Tony in.
Yeah. See?
All right. So I didn't even know what hardcore was. Like I wasn't even aware of it as an art form, as a genre of music. And I was still pretty young and kind of fresh into punk rock. So I went and stood in the middle of the crowd to see this band Sick of It All play.
Best place to hear it, right?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden they start getting ready to play, and I see all these huge tattooed guys with shaved heads pulling their shirts off and like preparing for the show. And then they started off with It's Clobbering Time, and they started playing it, and man, it was time for scrawny little 14-year-old Aaron to get clobbered nearly to death.
I bet you didn't stand a chance.
In my first Sick of It All pit, dude, I got hit immediately and ended up literally crawling out of the pit and like passed out next to a tree. That was the first time I ever saw Sick of It All.
Nice.
Now, Murphy's Law, we have a long history with because we've played almost every Denver Murphy's Law show for the last 10 years at least, right?
I don't know.
Something like that. We've been playing with Murphy's Law every time they came to Denver. This is the first time we haven't played with Murphy's Law in Denver in like 10 years. And they still hit us up and asked to borrow equipment. Isn't that great? Which we offered to do. Like we were like, dude, totally.
Yeah,
You can.
we're going to be there anyway.
Yeah, we'll bring you a drum kit. They didn't end up needing it, but you know,
You got to load it in and load it out, though.
Yeah. That's part of the deal. So what are some of your favorite Murphy's Law memories?
I don't have many memories of watching Murphy's Law. I got a lot more memories of listening to Murphy's Law.
Yeah, there's not as much Jägermeister around.
Yeah, not as much beer and Jägermeister around when you're just in your room listening to the CD.
Right.
Or in your car or something.
When we played with Murphy's Law at Three Kings, I got so drunk that I blacked out. I'm pretty sure before they even started playing. I ended up leaving the show in the middle. And now obviously I don't remember this, but this was relayed to me the next day, is the guys were all loading out, because this is before you were in the band. And the guys was this before you were in the band, or were you there for this? This is the Three Kings incident.
The Three Kings incident?
Yeah, this was the Three Kings Murphy's Law incident. Did you play with us in Murphy's Law
Is
at
that
Three
where
Kings?
somebody got stomped out real bad?
This is the one where
No, that was-
Jerry went to the hospital because he fell on a broken bottle and cut his fucking knee open.
No, I don't think I was around for
Okay,
this one.
so number one, Jerry fell on a broken bottle and cut his knee open. And Jimmy G is sitting there going, "What the fuck is wrong with you, you idiot? Go to the hospital. Get out of here," you know. But I left the room, and the guys all thought that I took off. And then they're loading out, they're getting ready to leave, and all of a sudden they hear a woman scream. They hear a guy laugh. And then they hear the guy yell over to them to go, "Hey, does this belong to you?" And I think it was Tay walked over to this person's car and looked in the back seat, and I had climbed into this stranger's car and passed out in the back seat. and they had to pick me up and put me in the car. I like to imagine what would have happened if they hadn't found me and had just driven all the way home, and suddenly I just sat up and was like, "Hey, where the hell are you guys?"
Oh man, only you passed out and pass out in other people's cars.
Yeah, hey,
man.
those of you who are watching on Facebook Live, give us a thumbs up. If
There you go,
you've-
it moved
if
it
you've
over again.
Ever seen Murphy's Law live? Give us a little
The
click there.
last time I saw Murphy's Law was in Chicago at Livewire Lounge, opening up for the Beer Nuts played with them. I can't remember who.
You saw the Beer Nuts in Murphy's Law?
Yeah, like this last year.
Really?
Yeah.
How
And
was that?
Again, I don't remember a whole lot of it. I remember the beginning of it real strong, and then throughout the night, I think I just ended up trying to take video like at the sound booth because that was just like keeping me stable, you know.
Right.
It was the only thing keeping me stable. I just had it just kind of posted up, and I'm just leaning over real hard. Like, da-na-na-na.
See, I wonder if part of Murphy's Law's, like, because they have a lot of notoriety, you know, like a lot of people, like a lot of like,
But it's a real fun band.
well, they're a super fun band, but I wonder if part of the reason they haven't reached the level of commercial success is some of their contemporaries. You know, because Sick of It All is a very, very well-known hardcore band. You know, Madball is a very, very well-known hardcore band. Agnostic Front, da-da-da-da-da. These guys all came up at the same time. Murphy's Law even went on tour with the Beastie Boys on the License to Ill tour. You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, dude. Murphy's Law opened for...
Can you turn that shit off?
Not Without It Dying.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Sorry.
basically, Murphy's Law went on tour and opened for the Beastie Boys on their entire License to Ill tour. So they played for stadiums of thousands of people, right? And they're still very, like, widely not a very well-known band. You know what I mean? And I wonder if a lot of that has to do with the fact that people are so incredibly, irretrievably drunk when they play. like Jimmy G just, like, pours the blackout juice on the crowd.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then everybody's just like, "What did you do last night?" "I don't remember, but I know I had a great time."
That's gonna be tonight.
Like the very first time I knew someone who went to a Murphy's Law show, we were on tour, and we were playing at this place called the Loop Lounge in Passaic, New Jersey, and there was nobody at our show, right? But we found out that right down the street, Murphy's Law was playing. So Ty's like, "I don't know what you guys are doing. I've got money," because Ty's the only one who ever has money on tour because he's responsible.
Yeah.
Which is so weird. We have the only responsible drummer in rock and roll. I swear to fucking God. So Ty's like, "I've got money. I'm going to go down the street and see the Murphy's Law show. I'll catch up with you guys later." And we're like, "We're poor. We can't go." So Ty went down the street to the show, and then we went to meet up with Ty after the show. So all we got to see was the aftermath of a Murphy's Law show on the East Coast in New Jersey. We walk in, and they had like those hanging acoustic ceiling panels.
Yeah.
They were all torn down. There was just destroyed like ceiling debris all over the place.
Oh man.
And Ty is missing a shoe and covered in beer and Jägermeister and drunk as a fucking monkey, dude. Just... so wasted. We were like, "Dude, how was the show?" And Ty's like, "It was fucking amazing. It was the best show I've ever been to."
Yeah.
So
That's a good show.
So we're excited to go to that show tonight. When we do the podcast next week, we'll be sure to post some updates on how it went. I'm expecting to see you all rosy cheeked and if anybody out there watching has ever been drunk with Tony, you know that Tony is a lot of fun, but he is also a bit of a rascal when he drinks. Tony has an ornery streak when he drinks. And so
At least I don't pass out in other people's cars.
Hey, I don't either. Not for the last 5 years, jerk.
You jerk.
No. I just hurt myself. You hurt other people.
Yeah.
That's what.
Yeah. Sorry, everybody.
Yeah. No, so I'm looking forward to a fun night, smiling and watching you and Ty get, early to mid 30s drunk and
Yeah.
and have a good time watching Jimmy G get 50s drunk. That dude has got to be 50 years old, man.
Maybe.
He hasn't aged a day though. Like he's looked the same the
For a
entire
long
time
time.
I've known him.
Yeah.
One of my favorite Jimmy G stories is the last time we played with him at the Oriental. You know, he's going around and he's thanking everybody and saying hi to everybody and whatnot. And I'm like, hey Jimmy, I just wanted to say thanks for the show. It was a really good time and da-da-da. And I was still kind of freshly sober then, so I was a little more stoic, a little more reserved, a little, wasn't as
Hi.
I was like, hey man, I just wanted to say thanks for the show and blah, blah, blah. And Jimmy G grabs my cheeks, he puts my head in his hands like this, and he goes, you have the voice of an angel. Do you want to do a bump of cocaine with me? And I was like, no, thanks, Jim. I appreciate it. But
Well, that's gonna be a lot of fun, man.
yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And I mean, I am super excited to see Sick of It All. I mean, we've been talking a lot about Murphy's Law just because we have a lot of personal experience with them. But Sick of It All is, I was telling your wife today before we left, Sick of It All is one of the few hardcore bands, especially like New York hardcore bands, that I still really enjoy a lot. And a lot of that has to do with just, I feel like Sick of It All has a lot of depth to their lyrics and has a really positive message. And the Kohler brothers are just fantastic songwriters, and they just put on an incredible show. So
I'm not that familiar with them.
Oh, really, dude?
Yeah.
Listen to the album "Scratch the Surface." It's it's my
I-
favorite. Hey, post your favorite Sick of It All or Murphy's Law album in the comments. We would love
Sure.
to hear your suggestions on what some of your favorite stuff is. What else? Oh, you know what else we did this week is I came to your jam night.
It's not mine.
Well, the guys from Johnny Got Rocks put it on.
It's Ted
right?
Ferguson's.
Yeah, the Turd Ferguson puts it on.
Yeah. Funny name.
Greg Ferguson
Yeah.
from Johnny Got Rocks, and the other guy's name is
Gibbs. Gibby.
Gibby. They put on the jam night Tuesday nights at Rory's, where the old 404 used to be on Broadway. And you've been trying
It's
to
a good
get
ass
me.
time.
You've been trying to get me to come for a while.
We do a lot of that in Chicago a lot, you know?
Yeah. That's something that we don't see a lot about here.
You guys don't do it a lot of it, that's for sure.
But you
But
guys,
other people do.
you guys would have like multiple jam nights a
know.
week set up all over town. Tell
Like
me
4
about
days
that.
a week. Yeah, our buddy back home, Bushy, he runs, let's see, at least 2 of them. Shrek, my brother-in-law, Laura's brother, he now runs 1.5 kind of. He's got a live band karaoke on Wednesday at Livewire now.
Oh, that's cool.
And then Tommy, before he passed away, he had Tuesdays every week at Patty Mac's, which now Bushy runs that one. And these are all the friends we hung out with in the neighborhood all the time, so that's just what we did. Like somebody's working at the bar, and they're playing music, and that's just where we'll go. We'll go over there and play some music and drink some beers. And so we didn't find that when me and Lauren came out here.
Because nobody does that. There's not a lot of open mic jams.
We went to a few of them, but it really just wasn't the same style, you know. And when we went to Rory's and found the Johnny Rocks guys doing it, it's like you saw it. I bet
It
you
was
could
really
see you could
cool.
see a mile away. Like, oh, that's why they come.
As
you
soon
know?
as I
It's
walked
just-
in the door, I was like, "This is Tony's fucking like natural
Laura's.
environment," and Laura's.
Yeah.
Like it was really cool to see you guys in your element, hanging out on stage, playing music with people, and Sarah came with me. And she hasn't been to a lot of like open mic jam sort of things, so it was fun to get to like kind of share that side of my personality with her because I really love that stuff. My first memories of you guys is when we would go out to Chicago to do a show. We'd do the show, but the like official show was secondary to the real reason we were there. Because the real reason we were there is after the show's over and everybody's half cocked, we would go back to your parents' house and go jam in the basement till the sun came up. And that was always the best part of the trip to us. Now, the next day wasn't always so great because we'd probably have the worst hangover of the entire tour.
and have to drive immediately.
Yeah, and have to drive immediately. But hanging out with you guys was with the sound. It was always the most fun going over to your parents' house and partying afterwards and jamming all night. I was thinking, dude, we should start a jam night. In fact, if I can get Jimmy to to upgrade the sound at Monkey Barrel a little bit. We should start doing a jam night on Sunday nights there, because I usually work Sunday nights anyway, and it's usually kind of dead. It would be pretty fun to. I think it'd be pretty.
You just need some good friends to come by, man. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do it at my house. It's just as good to me.
Yeah, that's the cool. Getting around, smoking a joint, drinking some beers.
Yeah.
And just playing some songs. So that was a lot of fun. I'm really glad I got to finally do that. But we missed the essay show.
I know. Sorry, boys.
Dude,
I'm real sorry,
hey,
guys.
Hey, sorry to Notch and John and Carlito and our boys in essay that we missed the show. Hey, Greg Ferguson's watching. Dude, we were just talking about the jam, Greg.
Terry Ferguson. It's a funny name.
Terry Ferguson. Funny name. So we're really sorry we missed the essay show, but this is a learning moment for all our friends out there who are in touring bands. If you're going to a town and you're planning on being there, make sure that you let your friends, that you let all your friends know well in advance that you're coming to their town. Make plans to hang out, do all that, get a commitment out of them, because we really had no idea what was going on until the day of.
Yeah, it's such a bummer.
And we couldn't get over there. But I hope the SA dudes had a great time. Really
I'm
cool
sure
band.
they did.
We're going to feature them as our one for the homies this week, which we'll get to
right.
later on. And that's going to be
can
part
try
of the interactive segment of the show, which we will get to. Don't worry about the link yet. We'll worry about it when we get there.
Okay.
Let's see what else. Oh, a couple big things came up in the news this last week. Roseanne got canceled.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Man. So
It's a dog shit show, but I love it.
Now, this was the thing that you were talking about is, though you're not wild about the politics, Roseanne and her politics and the shit that she says, you really enjoyed the show itself.
Yeah, John Goodman was awesome in that show.
What? And Jackie, the character of Jackie, So for those of you who don't know, I did some training in life coaching and NLP and hypnosis and stuff like that. And I'm a certified life.
That's how you got me here.
Yeah, with my hippie voodoo mumbo jumbo. But Tony had been watching Roseanne.
That's
and
on the first
Jackie's-
episode of the
Jackie's
revival
character,
shit.
who was a cop on the old episodes, comes back as a life coach.
Yeah.
So anytime I start spouting anything that's like,
Here's a test you can do as a life coach.
Here's something to help motivate you. Anything anytime I start getting on a soapbox and preaching to Tony about mindset or setting goals or anything like that, he does his best Jackie impression. Goes, as a life coach.
Yeah, as a life coach.
Yeah, man. So how do you feel about the show getting shut down?
Well, I'm just a fan of the show. Like she's gonna get fired for saying some shit that her boss didn't like,
Right.
But
and that's where people are kind of getting up in arms about it, is they're making it into a free speech issue, but it's not.
yeah,
It's a network. It's a private company. It's not.
yeah, you're allowed to say it, but you got to pay for shit afterward. You can say whatever you want, but you might get punched, kicked, stabbed, fired, ostracized, run out of town.
Like I could say,
but you won't get arrested.
I could say anything that I want on this podcast right now on Facebook Live, and if I say something that people don't like, they could destroy my life on social media. It can happen. People have had their lives destroyed on social media, like Michael Richards. Okay, Michael Richards said some shit on stage that was fucking awful and stupid and very foolish of him to say. Now he has the right to say it.
Yeah, he's not gonna go to jail for it.
No, he won't go to jail.
Well, he might get his ass kicked after the show.
He still might get his ass.
He still might get
for
his
saying
ass
that
kicked
shit.
just being out in public.
It's like that's
what you get.
It's like the NFL decision. The NFL decision. It's like
they say boycott the NFL. I'm not gonna do that.
I love
the NFL.
And here's the thing, man, is I was fully in support of the players protesting. I would much rather have players protesting what they think is not right than have them dogfighting or getting in fights in strip clubs or beating up their girlfriends or any of the other stuff that many professional athletes have gotten in trouble for.
You haven't heard about any of that stuff since this happened, I guess.
Right. I would much rather I would much rather see that happen than see them I would much rather see them protest. Setting a positive example and going, hey, use your celebrity to affect a change if you can. And at the same time, and this is something we've talked about a lot, is the difference between but and at the same time.
As a life coach.
Okay. As a life coach. So but sets up an exclusion in the mind. It basically says this, but this, which excludes the first point made. If you say and at the same time, it sets up the ability to be able to carry conflicting ideas in your head at the same time. So while I feel that while I support the players who wanted to protest and who wanted to take a knee during the national anthem, because I think protest is what makes us a healthy society. I think it helps us grow. I think it helps. Yeah. I think our own conscious awareness of the problems going on in our world is an indication of being an evolved species. To me, that's how I feel about it. And at the same time, the NFL is a business.
Vince McMahon is going to make the XFL happen, and it's going to be huge.
Oh, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
I hope that they mix the shit talk and the dramatics from the WWE and put that in the XFL where
Absolutely.
Players are calling each other out and you stabbed me in the back, brother. I never thought Andre the Giant would turn heel.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, have you seen that documentary, the Andre the Giant
Absolutely.
documentary?
It was amazing.
So good, dude.
So good.
Seeing Hulk Hogan and Vince McMahon cry.
Yeah.
Dude, I got upset, man. I was like, poor Andre the Giant. He loved wrestling so much. He loved his face. He has such a great big heart.
He sure does.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know, man. It's, on a lighter note,
On to the lighter side of things.
I'm taking you to a cult meeting next week.
You're taking me to a cult meeting?
I bought...
You're going to take me to go see Ween.
Yeah.
For both nights, right?
Oh, man. You should have seen the look on Tony's face when I told him I got tickets for both shows. He's like, so I got to go to both shows? Huh?
I'm going.
Yeah. So I'm taking Tony and his sister Nene to their first Ween concerts at Red Rocks Amphitheater. I'm so fucking excited to take you guys, dude. You got to understand, man. I'm taking you to see my Beatles.
Yeah.
I'm taking you to see the band that has influenced and informed my entire creative career. I'm taking you to see, the band that has influenced me more than any other band that I can think of. And, the fact that I get to share that with you guys is such a big deal for me.
I'm really interested to see what the rest of the fans are like, too.
The Ween fans are a varied group. Because you've got, a lot of people make there's a common misconception a lot of people make that Ween is a jam band. But what happened is Ween was originally just a two-piece where Diener and Jeaner would play, they would have a DAT recording of their backup tracks, and they would play and sing over those, and they would just tour as a two-piece. And then when they did the Mollusk, they got a full band, and they started touring like that. They didn't really hit their epic level of notoriety that they're at now until Fish covered Roses Are Free. And once Fish covered Roses Are Free, all of a sudden all these hippies started showing up to the shows. And you could find interviews where they kind of joke about that. They're like, man, now all these dirty hippies are coming to our shows. It's so weird. But they really have more in common with bands like Faith No More, the Melvins, Sonic Youth. They were kind of contemporaries with a lot of those 90s bands. 90s, kind of proggy, prolific, experimental bands. They would play with, they went on tour with Fugazi. You know what I mean? They were in that kind of realm. So at a Ween show, what you tend to see is you see a lot of hippies. You see a lot of nerds who are just music nerds. You see a lot of punk rockers and metalheads. You see a lot of, what were we calling them earlier? Granola jocks?
Granola jocks. I like that.
Okay, so granola jocks.
What was the other one? It was crock rockers.
Crock rockers.
That's crock rockers.
So, crock rockers or granola jocks, as we call them, are the guys who, vote for Donald Trump.
But also
or George W. Bush.
But go take a week to go see Widespread Panic.
Yeah, they'll take a week to go see Widespread Panic. They're the guys. What did you call them? Rookie Wookiees? Gordo. That's great. Yeah, so, hey, by the way, any of you out there who can, who have any good names for, like
Yeah.
right-wing wooks, Republican wooks, like white, suburban, rich, hippie type of people, we'd like to hear them in the comments. Post them.
Rookie Wookiees.
The rookie Wookiees, man. So you get a lot of those people there who they go to every Widespread show, they go to every Dead & Co. show, they go to every Fish show, they go to every Ween show, but they get box seats. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Definitely crock rockers, for sure, man, for sure. So
That's my favorite.
I'm really excited to go to this show with you. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm like, you won't hurt my feelings if you don't like it, but you'll totally hurt my feelings if you don't like it. Like, it's a big deal. And I took Parker to see one of the Ogden shows last time, and Parker had a really good time. He was, we walked down, Parker was like, I feel like I just got done watching 6 different bands play. Because they just and their fans are super loyal, super intense, super into it. Anyway, it's going to be a really good time.
Well, fuck. I guess we'll be talking about it next. Well, I guess the week after next because it's Tuesday, Wednesday.
Well,
right?
we'll be talking about it next week, or week after next we'll be talking.
We'll be shooting
about
up there too.
Yeah, I think we're going to do a little live, probably mini pod from
Mini pod,
the pod about the pod. There's got to be a podcast for the album The Pod.
Bring beer.
We're going to tailgate up at Red Rocks. Any of you guys are going up to Red Rocks for the Ween shows next week, hit us up. We'd love to see your faces and hang out. Any of you are going to the Murphy's Law Sick of It All show and are watching this live right now, we'd love to see you there. Any of you who are listening to this afterwards, we hope we saw you there. I think that's good for the top of the show. Let's do a little bit of news, shall we?
All
right.
Let's get into the news.
And John, cue news music. So what kind of news do we have coming up? Let's see.
We got the shows. We got the Lost Lake show coming up.
Oh, we just announced a new show. It's Comic-Con weekend, June 14th at Lost Lake here in Denver, over on Colfax Avenue. We're playing with Grind Cat Grind, and I think Dryer Fire is going to open it. I'm hoping. But yeah, we're doing our own intimate evening show.
That's gonna be good.
There's only 200 spots in Lost Lake, so make sure you get your tickets now. Those are available online. Just go to the Lost Lake website. I believe there's a link on our website if you go to it. Make sure you get your tickets for that now, because that show is almost definitely going to sell out, because it's a real small room and it's going to be a lot of fun. Also, we'd love to hear your requests for songs on that set list. So hit us up, shoot us an email at mfruckusinfo@gmail.com. Post in the comments on this video. Post in the comments on the YouTube video. Post in the comments on whatever podcast app you use.
He's just trying to say reach out.
Yeah, reach out.
Yeah.
And let us know what you like to hear on that show, because we love your feedback, and we tend to get caught up in playing the same songs over and over again, because we've got the ones that we like. But Brian Jones said free beer at Three Kings. Free drinks at Three Kings.
Free drinks at Three Kings.
We never wrote that song.
We never
need to
finished.
get back. We were going to write a whole song about getting free drink. That was an advertisement.
There was a Road Crew song called "King for a Day."
Oh, that's right.
And the chorus is kind of sounded like it was saying "free drinks at Three Kings."
That's right.
That's what it was.
No, I remember that. Yeah. So we never wrote that song, Brian, but thanks for your feedback. Maybe we'll have to write it. Yeah, we were going to do like a whole commercial for Three Kings and just see if we could get free drinks for life. Yeah, we did pretty much live there. Let's see, what's coming up? One more thing about the Lost Lake show is we are going to be doing a couple discounts. Basically, if you buy your tickets day of and you show up to the door, if you're a member of the Worldwide Turbo Jugend and you have your Turbo Jugend coot on, you're going to get a discount at the door.
Yep.
Also, we're going to see about getting a Comic-Con discount. Stay tuned for that. I'm going to get some more information on it.
Since we're doing a comic book and all.
Yeah, since we're doing a comic book and all, we might as well advertise to, we might as well hook up the people that are going to be in town for the Comic-Con. So stay tuned for that. What else? Oh, July 20th, we're going to be playing with In the Whale. In the Whale up at the Mesa Theater in Grand Junction. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be a super fun show. What else? And then the next day, we're going to be playing the Mile High Parlay at Mutiny Information Cafe outside. It's an open-air festival that's going to be going on down on South Broadway. It's going to be a good super, super fun. Speaking of which, this is a Mutiny transmission.
It sure is.
Mutiny transmissions are a media service of Mutiny Information Cafe, which is a bookstore, record store, coffee shop, everything shop at 2 South Broadway in Denver, Colorado. Live events, books, comics, records. Stop by the store and have a coffee sometime. It's seriously one of the coolest places.
Or you can get Jim to make you an orange Julius because those are delicious.
Jim makes an orange Julius at Mutiny?
I think that's what it's called.
I like the Thai tea.
But it's really, really good.
I'm a big fan of the Thai iced tea that they do over there. So that's coming up. August 18th, we're doing a double header. We're going to be playing during the day up in Fort Collins at New Worst Fest, which is going to be a really fun one.
New Worst Fest?
New
Worst?
New Worst Fest.
Okay.
I think that's what it's called, up in Fort Collins. We're going to be playing an early slot, probably sometime around noon, and then we're going to rush back down, and we're playing the opening slot for Dio Disciples at Herman's Hideaway. Dio Disciples, of course, being the all-star Dio lineup.
It's Dio's band, isn't it?
It's pretty much all people who have played with Dio, with the only exception being I don't think Tim the Ripper Owens ever played for Dio, but he did sub for Rob Halford for a number of years in Judas Priest. Of course, the movie Rockstar was loosely based on his experience in Judas Priest, even though I'm pretty sure Judas Priest has officially disavowed that movie as a horrendous piece of rank garbage. But Marky Mark is Tim the Ripper Owens. So this is the all-star lineup assembled by Wendy Dio.
Yeah.
Assembled and managed by Wendy Dio,
Be a lot of
Dio's
fun, man.
real-life widow. So that's going to be a really cool show. We're excited about that. That's all we have for shows right now. We've got a few that are waiting to drop. You can always find out about those on our website, mfruckus.com, of course, and we announce them here on the podcast all the time. So, we'd love to see you guys at some shows.
Is that it for news?
I think that.
all the
You know
news.
what? We dropped another motherfucking Monday on our YouTube channel this week, and we have started uploading all our videos. We've begun the process of uploading videos to our Facebook page. It has come to our attention. We weren't really aware of this because we're still learning the whole video content side of things. We didn't realize it, but Google and Facebook aren't the biggest fans of each other. So Facebook kind of cock blocks YouTube videos when you post them. So we're in the process of uploading everything from our YouTube channel onto Facebook so that we have them in both platforms, and you can, of course, choose to
What's going on
watch
here?
them on whatever. The gimbal is getting tired. The gimbal's arm is getting tired. It's like this show's really long. I mean, I've got it plugged in and everything, but yeah. So, what else? What else is going on? Oh, anybody else getting seasick? That's hilarious. Yeah. So, let's just compensate for it.
Yeah, all right.
All right. What else is coming up in news? We just dropped another motherfucking Monday this week. You can subscribe to those on our YouTube channel, so you can get one every week. We dropped All My Friends Are Dead by Turbo Negro this week, and oh shit! No! We dropped All My Friends Are Dead by Turbo Negro this week in honor of their performance at Punk Rock Bowling, which we missed.
Man, I wish I would have been
Yeah,
there.
I wish we were there. Hey, if anybody knows anyone who books any of the side stages at Punk Rock Bowling, could they please just talk to them and say that you want motherfucking Ruckus on the bill next year? I mean, Jesus Christ. We've been around for almost 20 goddamn years, and we haven't played anything Punk Rock Bowling related since, oh my God, since Rock Mom's Gutter Bowl Bash. And I don't even think Joanne Rock Mom even like plays anymore. So that's how long ago that was.
Maybe we should take a break and figure this thing out.
No. It's just the battery is dying.
Oh.
Is all it is.
Well, good. It's a good thing we're only halfway through.
Yeah. So we announced those this week, or we dropped that this week. We also dropped a new segment called The Motherfucking Minute. These are short 2-minute discussions that we've been doing. We've done the first two where we talked about live albums versus studio albums. Tony talked about that. Thanks so much to everybody who responded on that. It was very cool. And then we also did one on my crackpot Guns N' Roses theory. If you haven't seen that, check out the Guns N' Roses conspiracy. We'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Yeah.
I guess it's time for commentary.
It is time for commentary. Okay, so here comes the audience participation segment of the podcast. So now if you're listening to this after it's been recorded and released on iTunes and Google Play and YouTube and stuff, right, you'll hear the actual track playing. But since we're also doing this on Facebook Live, what we're going to do is right now, Tony is going to post a link to a track, and we're going to listen to it
Booyah.
Here. Okay, so it says, here's a song for you. No Means No or Get Me Drunk and Try It Again. So we're going to do a commentary on the fourth-year freshman song, No Means No or Get Me Drunk and Try It Again, off the Rock Your Box album. So if you click the link that Tony just posted here in the Facebook Live thing, you can go to the Spotify of that, and we can listen to it together while we give our commentary on it. So, Tony, go ahead. Okay, so we're going to hit play.
I'm just going to hit play.
In 3, 2, 1, go. So, and I don't think you need to have it into the mic, because that's just... So, first of all, that clip at the very beginning, a lot of people mistakenly think that that's something that I recorded, like did the voiceover for, but actually, that was, that's gonna be out of sync with the backing track.
Oh,
like when John actually plays that. Well, no, I mean you just don't put it directly into the mic. We can still listen to it, just don't put it directly into the mic. Okay, so
that's definitely not going to sync up.
No, definitely not. So that the sample at the very beginning comes from a sketch comedy show called Sketchpad that was on HBO for a little bit. And here, hold this.
Yeah, all right.
It was a super funny show, super hilarious. Craig Robinson, I think, got his start on that show.
Which
bunch
one?
Of really great. It was called Sketchpad. It was a really good show.
Oh, look at your gimbal go. Look at that gimbal go, man. Dang, oh, man. That thing just spin around.
Look, it's not stoked.
It doesn't like it at all.
It's switching around. It's so angry. We'll power it down. But yeah. So this song, like, probably had the most production on it out of like any song that we did on this album. Like we had a trombone player on it. We had Lance Bendixson, the producer, played some harmonica on it. That is definitely not me playing harmonica. We had a lot of voice actors coming in. Like we had oh no, I'm thinking of Hungry for Your Butt, where we had the poop splash. We definitely got to do Hungry for Your Butt on another episode.
Okay.
Yeah, so this was the original version of this song was like
much better.
You liked the original one more than this one?
Oh yeah.
You can't even find that.
I know. It's on the Balls Deep demo.
So we released.
That's when I first met you guys, and I was trying to get you guys to play it the old way, and none of you guys were having it.
Man, I like the old way too.
Now you do.
I don't even know where I could find it. But this
probably on a CDR somewhere in somebody's stack of old CDs that haven't been gone through in fucking 10
probably.
years. Yeah.
So this song originally came out on the Balls Deep demo, and it was like a fast punk rock version. And then we kind of retired the song for a bit, and we're like, dude, let's bring it back, but let's do like a sleazy blues version.
That wasn't me.
This is still my dad and my Uncle Dan's favorite song that we do. This is their absolute favorite Ruckus song. Fourth year freshman song.
Man, it is mighty warm in here.
Yeah, it's hot as balls.
I'm drinking with the crew. When some girl walks up to me,
1 week later, I'm drinking with the crew. When some girl walks up to me that even Jerry wouldn't do. Now,
That ain't true.
see, that's funny because Jerry has probably had, before he met his lovely wife, Jerry probably had the lowest standards out of any of us, which isn't saying a lot.
That even Jerry would.
That's a Tay solo right there.
Yeah.
Pretty wicked one.
He was the only one doing solos in this album.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't in this song.
Yeah, you
I
weren't
wasn't on
in
this
the
album.
band yet.
Played a lot of these.
Look, I can set this up here. I'm not gonna lie, Tony. I think this works a little better than the gimbal.
Just setting it up on the side, huh?
Yeah, just.
You're gonna lose that damn thing. No.
Hey, we're
Well,
trying.
we tried.
We're learning. So yeah, any old hoot. So that was No Means No or Get Me Drunk and Try It Again. Not a political statement by any means. It's just a silly little song about getting drunk and hooking up with each other. It's a pretty funny one. You can find that on the Rock Your Box album by Fourth Year Freshman. We posted a link in the comments, so check that out. Hey, let's do a little one for the homies.
I'm trying to do that right now.
Okay, so as we mentioned, our buddies from the band SA were just in town this last week, and we feel awful sorry that we missed the show. So we want to give a little love to SA. Hey,
you
Gene
go.
Skibbins is watching.
Hey, Skippy!
Hey, John Skibicki just signed in, our producer extraordinaire. John,
Your camera's up there,
yeah,
so it's gonna look real funny.
it's gonna look real. It's gonna look funny watching us on camera just fucking around with a cell phone. It's gonna get a lot of.
But that's the essay link I just put up.
Yeah. So check out the link in the comments, or if you're listening to the post recording, you'll hear it here in a few seconds. But this
All right,
is
John.
this is Jesus Lives in Northside by the band SA.
Jesus lives in Northside, the Bible ain't no Jew. Jesus draws a T-bird that rolls on 22s. Jesus was a rocker, or punk rock and blues. Jesus was a rapper that bumps a tool like groove. Jesus! 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 Jesus lives in Northside! Jesus lives in Northside! Jesus lives in Northside! Jesus lives in Northside! Jesus!
Hey,
John's
John,
an admin, huh?
John, since you're an admin on the page now, it just pops up as us calling ourselves a sausage party. Yeah. So, I hope you all had a good time at the essay show. Those of you who went, I'll bet that was a lot of fun. Yeah. I think that's going to do it for the show.
That's gonna
Tony.
do it for the show.
Yeah. Thanks
hot as
everybody
hell in
for
here.
watching and
Thank you.
and enjoying this experiment, this Facebook Live experiment that we tried. Parts of it were pretty good. Parts of it were not so good. But we did our darndest.
We did. We showed
Damn
up
it.
anyway.
We did. We showed up. We did the work. And
Good job.
some of these are better than others. But we've got to go get ready to go to the goddamn
Damn Murphy's Law show. Fuck yeah.
tonight. We hope to see some of you guys there. Make sure to come up and say hello tonight at the Oriental Theater.
Yeah, I'm
and
stoked.
yeah, we're stoked to party with you guys. And thanks for listening to the motherfucking podcast. A special shout out to our sponsors, Evergroove Studio,
Rocket Space.
Rocket Space Rehearsal Studios, The Nug Nation, which is we're in their sound booth right now, where I interviewed the real Afro Man.
Matula Plumbing.
Oh, wait, hold on, real quick. The Afro Man interview drops tomorrow.
Ooh.
Yeah, the
Seen
Bong
it.
Burgundy interviewing Afro Man drops tomorrow
Saw it.
on thenugnation.com. Make sure to check that out. Matula Plumbing, our probably greatest sponsor,
Most loving and endearing.
our most loving and loved sponsor. Your number 2 is our bread and butter. What else?
Your
Who
number
else?
2 is his number 1 priority.
Your number 2 is our number 1 priority. There you go, Jerry. We got your slogan for you.
And Patreon.
Oh, and of course, the 40 brave souls on patreon.com/mfruckus who support us through a recurrent contribution, a small recurrent contribution. In fact, you're number 40, Tony.
I'm number 40?
Yeah.
You know, I got drunk one night and I was like, what? I got to sign up and see what it's all about. What's it like to be a Patreon?
Yeah, Tony
So I signed
actually
up.
signed up and became one of our patrons.
Because I only saw the one side of it.
Yeah. So now you get to be a patron and see the stuff that I post on there, which
Yeah.
I haven't done anything since you've signed on.
No, you haven't.
But thank you very much to the 40 generous souls
I signed on like 3 days ago, though.
who back us on patreon.com/mfruckus, which is helping us make our serialized concept album and graphic novel, The Front Lines of Good Times.
Yep.
To learn more, go to patreon.com/mfruckus to learn more about that.
Yeah, you know what I know is when I signed up for it, it gave me a $2 option. It said, do you want to donate $2 per issue?
Yeah.
And we did an issue, a year ago. $2 a year every 2 years.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I think I could afford that one.
At the rate it's going, yeah, you're basically going to be paying $2 a
Yeah.
year. Yeah, it's going to come out of your account. You're going to be like, now, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Where does this $2 charge come from? And Mutiny Information Cafe. Big shout out to Mutiny Information Cafe. Thanks for having us, guys. We appreciate
Cool.
you. All right, let's get out of this hot-ass motherfucking room. Thanks for watching, guys. Love you.
Bye, Bram.
You're listening to a Mutiny Transmission.
You can find more podcasts, videos, books, comics, and records online at mutinyinfocafe.com.
Or just stop in the store in Denver and have a coffee sometime.